Alright, this is going to be a video of this 42-inch Canarm brand Paragon ceiling fan I got at the Habitat store. I got it because I volunteered and basically what to do for them is clean up and fix fans allowing them to receive better nation and make them more presentable rather than how they originally came in. Anyway, before I resume talking about the fan, I'm just going to make a little bit of an announcement. All my videos from now on are going to be in full 1080p HD because I just got a new camera. Plus, this is actually one of the first proper videos I'm making with it. So you guys will be able to see the difference. I think it would be quite interesting to compare. Alright, now I'm actually going to demonstrate the fan itself. Start with the light kit. See, that does work. I'm using a 60 watt equivalent energizing fluorescent bulb. And it outputs a fairly good amount of light once it gets to full brightness. And I'll turn it off. Turn on the fan. And start with the high speed. I did put a black piece of tape on one of the blade brackets just to indicate RPM. This is probably going to go somewhere around maybe about 200. So it's pretty fast. It also blows a good amount of air. Definitely could cool a decent sized room. It's a very smooth running fan, as you can see. Hardly any wobble. And really not much noise. This back when Canarm was a lot better quality, so really not a surprise. Even though the fan is over 20 years old, it's actually from 1992. And I'll switch to medium now. This is going to go somewhere around maybe 160 RPM. And then finally, for low, which I'll show with the lights on, just so you can see both running at the same time. This is going to go about 80 RPM. And low actually is the speed that wobbles the most. You can probably tell by the pole chains clacking on the globe there. Turn everything off. Slow the blades down. And I'm going to talk about some general information on it. Now, the Paragon was sold in two sizes, the 42-inch version, which is actually referred to as the Mini Paragon, at least according to the sticker on top, and also the full-size one, which is 52 inches. I believe the bigger version was slightly more common, just from what I've seen, although I actually really don't know, because this fan hasn't been made for many years. The light kit you see on here is definitely not original. What it would have come from factory, just judging by pictures I've seen of these fans new in box, is a 3 spotlight. However, the previous owner did kind of like a redneck fix to install it without the light. They put a undersized switch cap. It looked pretty terrible. You can see there's a huge gap there. So I put this light kit on just to balance things out a little bit more. Paragon was also available in several colors. I have seen these in white and polished brass, like this one, and also gunmetal and polished brass. Both versions, I believe, are equally common. Anyway, now I'm going to talk about the pros and cons. I like the fact that this fan has quite a few features. It has 5 reversible blades. One side is plain gloss white. The other side has a bit of a stencil pattern going on. I actually like the stencil on this fan. I think it suits it well. Another thing is it actually has a spotlight kit, which would have been included, but like I said, was removed by the previous owners. And it can be downrod and flush mounted, adding extra versatility. It's using the downrod setup currently. That's just the way I kept it, because that's how it came. However, if you remove this little rubber piece in the bottom, you can screw the canopy directly on top, which would be flush mounting. Probably best suited for lower ceilings. Anyway, it's also a very, very well built fan, as with most air-cool made Canarms and air-cool made fans in general. Solid metals and a fairly decently sized motor. And I didn't put one drop of oil in this fan, and it's running very, very well. As for the cons, it does have a little bit of a wobble and low speed. Really, not much of a problem though. Mostly due to the fact, I suspect at least, it's mostly due to the fact that this is temporarily mounted, because this is just for testing purposes. And if this were actually installed properly in a ceiling, probably the wobble would be almost eliminated. Another thing I don't like, although it's really not a problem for me, but I guess could be a bit of a con, is the brass finish is a little bit old-fashioned. Although on this fan it actually really works well, even though I'm not a huge brass fan. I don't hate it, but it's not the first thing I'd look for in a ceiling fan. It actually really goes well with the model. Overall, I'd probably have to give this 4 stars. Well-built fan. quite solid and doesn't actually look too bad either. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and there's lots more to come in high definition.